Did you go to the Monkey Sanctuary?
I'll tell you about that.
Tell us about it.
Play a record.
Alright. Do you want Smashing Pumpkins?
Smashing Pumpkins. I've got an old classic from them, Cherub Rock.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins, Cherub Rock. That, of course, Rick, is available on their greatest hits.
Brilliant.
If you want.
I mean, that's how I rock. So I know they. I'm very much the shape of a cherub as well.
Well, indeed.
Naked with a couple of
and a rosy big arse
and a trumpet.
Yeah.
Do they have trumpets?
I don't know. I've just had an email here. Monkey news.
Yeah.
From a listener. Yeah. Monkey spotted holidaying in Cornwall. A chimp was spotted holidaying in Cornwall last week after befriending a family of 3. One onlooker said, "It was incredible. He dressed and behaved exactly like a human being. He even settled the hotel bill at the end of their stay. The only telltale sign was his lack of table manners and the incoherent babble when he opened his mouth." There we are. So,
well, what do you think of that, Carl?
That's the listeners, Carl. That's Joanne.
Amusing, articulate, accurate. She remembered exactly who's there and everything, setting in the bill. It's all there. So, I mean, even though people think that you're slightly simian, slightly less than human on the evolutionary ladder, they do listen to you. So, I mean, I don't know who's more stupid in the end, you or the listeners.
Well, you may recall, Rick, at the end of last week when Carl had to shoot off early, we issued a little request for listeners just to bombard Carl's email with just pointless emails that really weren't about anything, just to clog up his email for when he returned.
Yeah.
Rick, they sent them all to us.
Brilliant.
I mean, that's the kind of listeners that we've got. We've got reams here on our email of just junk.
I mean, it's like a Marx Brothers plot, isn't it? I mean, just listen.
Listen to what we say.
I got one about a shaved cat. Well, that's not pointless. I'll be reading that later.
Oh, you're loving it. Yeah.
I'm happy.
That'll keep me going for a couple of weeks.
I'll be reading that later.
Did you get to the Monkey Sanctuary? Because this was the big thing. You were going into Cornwall, you were going to visit the Monkey Sanctuary. I've never seen someone more excited. You had 2 days put aside for the Monkey Sanctuary.
I know.
How did it go, Monkey World?
We were on our way, right? I found like a little, in a little cottage that we had, right? It's like a little folder, with little leaflets in saying if you're into mountains, you want to go here.
Yeah.
If you're into castles and that. Little monkey on the leaflet, right? So I thought I'll be needing that. Took that out, made sure that's safe and that, right? We get in the car, getting ready to go. My dad says, "Where is it?" I look on the back. It's in a place called Low or something like that, right? So we're on our way. Can't believe me luck. It's going to be a great day and all that.
Yeah.
And then start looking at the leaflet, right? And noticed didn't have any chimps there.
Yeah, it's not Monkey World.
It wasn't a Monkey World.
Well, what was it called then?
Something like
Monkey Town.
Yeah, it was just it had like woolly monkeys in it. That's what.
It had what?
Woolly monkeys.
What
to them? They're dumped now since ITV Digital went under, so they just put them in a cage.
I don't understand.
They're woolly. They're like they're sort of like little fluffy little baboon type things. Woolly monkeys. I mean, it's not your chimp. It's not your classic chimpanzee.
So did the car screech to a halt?
It was like it was like the mission in Armageddon. I just said abort. We're on the way back.
So how far have you got before you bothered to read the leaflet?
Probably about 5 miles away from where we were.
So what did you do with yourself? You must have been distraught.
They broke down and then they heard banjo music.
No, we went to a sort of an amusement place.
Arcade.
I'd love to see you in that. What with putting those coins in, so it has to roll down and they go flat and then an arm pushes.
It was one of them.
Really?
But
I spent years on that when I was little.
Well, there's a new one. I can't be bothered explaining it, but it's a con. We went to this place, right? My mum and dad had been there before, and they said you'll love it. It's brilliant. It's got like a war bit in it.
A war bit, right?
Yeah, like because they know I'm into tanks and stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll be loving that.
So sorry, I didn't know you were into tanks.
No.
Well, they're all right.
Brilliant. He's gone from one of his childhood passions to they're all right.
I know. Yeah. Go on.
And but it was awful. I mean, my mum and dad had been there before, and he said, "No, you'll love it." But it was like a really miserable day.
Sure.
Right? All the rides and that were broke.
Yeah. Broke. It just reminds you of Manchester.
My dad just ended up. He was more interested. There was a really fat family there.
Well, presumably he was breaking into the machines, trying to scoop off the cash.
I like the fact that those poor fat family were going, why are those people looking at us?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to ride one?
No, but
we're not a ride.
They were massive, and he just like, look at that, look at the state of that. A whole family.
Yeah.
Just, you know, fat.
Bloaters, yeah.
No, but because fat, there's no need for it, is there? And he was really like, oh god. And then he wanted to follow them into the House of Mirrors to see what they look like. But my mum had got bored. She went off to buy a little Snow White figure. She couldn't believe her luck. It was only $2.99.
Yeah.
She thought it was going to be really expensive.
Sure,
so she bought one of them.
Yeah.
So she enjoyed that. And then my dad says, come on, we go in. It's rubbish, this.
But the fat family wouldn't let him play with him.
So he just said on the way home, he said, I can safely say that I never want to go there again before I die. So that was that. And then we went home.
Why would he ever give you that information? In case it was like a secret birthday present.
Yeah.
Oh god, what if they get me a trip to here? Or if he's in a coma and you go, I'll tell you what, I'll bring him out of it.
That fat couple.
yeah.
By his bedside.
Yeah.
But Suzanne said she now realises why I am the way I am after spending like a week with them.
Well, they told her that they dropped you on your head as a kid, or
no, just like, you know, the way they act and that.
right, yeah.
No, they were saying things like, Suzanne, so why is the moon out at night and the sun in the day? Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's three of them.
Suzanne, can you tie my shoelaces again?
It was the bit when my dad said, don't waste money on a coffin for him, just put him in a bin bag.
Your father said that about himself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm glad you mentioned that, because
That is great.
that gives me an idea.
Coldplay, God Put a Smile Upon Your Face on XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington.
Reading the paper yesterday, Rick, they were talking about the fact that Blair has been, I think he's been in Greece, discussing EU matters.
Oh yeah.
And they used the old Trojan horse analogy to say, you know, here's a particular policy and it seems like they're trying to sneak in some kind of dubious idea.
Disguised as something else.
Exactly. And it's always struck me, ever since I was first introduced to the Trojan horse theory, I never understood how it come about. Do you know what I mean?
So Carl has got a frown on him, like a thing I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Carl, not
Tony Blair is the Prime Minister.
You know what the Trojan horse was?
Go on.
Have you come
it
across
was
this
the
before? Have
siege
you
of-
heard of it before?
Wasn't that Ascot or anything? Go on.
Well, the Trojan horse, what happened was, it's a famous kind of Greek story, about the fact that, the Greeks...
In olden times, Carl, olden times,
Olden times, you know,
specifically.
the 70s.
Yeah.
The Greeks laid siege to Troy for 6 years.
Waiting.
Basically, things had got out of hand. I think the Trojans had done something with Helen, and someone else was annoyed. Anyway, it all got very complicated. It got out of hand, and the
the
Greeks-
Helen, the one with the mashed up face, because they used to use it to launch ships.
Anyway, the Greeks laid siege to Troy for 6 years, right? And they weren't getting anywhere. They were outside the gates. They were saying, "Let us in." They weren't. They were. Blah, blah, blah. So what they did was they all disappeared. They all
They wanted to get in and kill everyone.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why they wouldn't be letting in.
but they couldn't get inside the city walls. So what they did was they left as a gift for the Trojans. They left an enormous wooden horse, okay, as a gift, and then they all buggered off.
Like 40 foot high, 50 foot long, I mean a big, you know,
Big wooden horse.
an arc of a
And the
horse.
Trojans wheeled it into the city.
So that's nice.
Thought, what a lovely gift.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, who was hiding inside? But the entire Greek army. They leapt out, killed everyone in their sleep.
Yeah.
Alright, and that's where that famous idea of a Trojan horse has come from, you know, sneaking something in, disguised as something else. Alright? Okay?
So if you ever... Yeah.
He doesn't really understand, does he?
No, but to be honest, nor do I.
Well, this is the problem I've always had with this.
It-
Because I don't understand who comes up with the idea. I mean,
But I can't think that was the best idea.
well, no.
There must be other ways. If they come up with that, how long did it take them to go? When they said... One fellow said, whoa, can I have a word?
Go on,
General, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Build a big horse, right? Hide inside it, and then, I know what you're thinking. They won't let us in, even in the horse.
Yeah.
Leave it as a gift.
Brilliant. Right, who are you? That's the best idea. Are you the guy that came up with, why don't we get a giant bra and twing everyone over the walls?
Let's get a 100-foot ruler And you know, like at school, you used to like flick the teacher's ass with like, right, I could flick you over one at a time.
Right.
On this giant ruler.
Thanks for your idea. It's on the table.
Yeah.
We've got a...
Yeah, and you all hold it down, and then I just let you go.
Right.
And you all ping over, and then you kill him in their sleep.
You're the best tactician we've got, are you?
What? The other thing is, right? These people for some reason open the door.
Well, I don't understand. Firstly, there's suddenly the army that's laid siege to them for 6 years has disappeared. In their place, an enormous gift of a giant wooden horse.
Oh, they probably don't want to kill us now, but what they've done is they've built us
they've built
horse.
us a great gift. Presumably there was a giant kind of card or something.
Yeah.
You know, something for you. You know, sorry about the laying siege and everything. Forgive you.
Yeah.
Here's an enormous gift. Here's an enormous Trojan horse. We know it's what you've always wanted.
We're not inside it.
Exactly.
Why did they write that?
Yeah.
That's suspicious.
But it's,
wheel it in anyway.
But in terms of it as an idea initially, I mean, we're going to give them a gift. Well, what should we do? We could bake an enormous quiche, be inside that. We could have an enormous soap on a rope as a... It's the fact that it's an enormous horse, an enormous wooden horse as a gift anyway. I don't know if this was a popular gift at the time, but it's also the stupidity of the Trojans saying, brilliant, I've always wanted an enormous wooden horse. Well, what are we going to do with it? Where are we going to
wheel it in anyway? Leave
Let's
it.
wheel it in.
Let's go to sleep. Let's worry about it tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's this idea of someone going, right, is this definitely the best idea? And they go, yeah, and they look to the carpenter.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, we've got to get wood.
Well, you haven't put a door in.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get out
Does it look like a horse? This is the worst horse I've ever seen. It looks like a cow.
Wow, yeah, the udder's where we hide. There's a horse.
It's got no tail.
That's the rope that you climb up.
But I don't know if it's one of those things where, again, because we kind of learn these things at school, that somewhere along the line the truth of it has disappeared, and we are...
Well, I imagine it lost a bit in translation.
Yeah.
Because in Eohippus in Greek means giant tank.
Right.
So that actually was a Sherman.
Yeah.
And it burst through and it shot them all.
Yeah.
But of course, down the years they've tried. Look at Carl's face. Look at Carl's face. If everyone on webcam, Carl, just keep that face and look up to the camera. Right? Just get a look at that now. Play a record, Carl. Educating Carl. We should bring that back.
We should bring that back.
Yeah. What do you want to learn about next week?
We've told you about the Trojan horse.
Know anything about any freaks?
Oh, that'll big tonight. Placebo. This picture on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington.
Right.
So you've been educated there, haven't you?
Yeah,
Trojan horse.
Yeah.
The Trojan horse. And that's of course where the phrase "beware Greeks bearing gifts" comes from.
Silence again.
Yeah. You ever heard that one?
Go on. What's that again?
Beware Greeks bearing gifts.
Right.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. I mean, what is that used worldwide or what? Will he say that in Greece as well, or? Because imagine Christmas Day is rubbish.
No, it doesn't actually mean beware of Greeks bearing gifts. It's more to do with like, maybe it's too good to be true, or, you know. It's the opposite to don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Probably where it came from as well.
Justin from Southend emailed in, he just said, for the Trojans not to have spotted that it was a trick, they must have been the biggest bunch of moronic, ever to have walked the earth. Does Carl have any Trojan in him by any chance?
Cheeky, innit?
Eh?
What?
Never mind. Well, I think that probably proves it.
I thought of another one like as well. I was saying, you may as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb.
I've never heard, I don't think I've heard that. I have heard, but I don't think I've ever used it in common parlance.
Well, it's like, if you're going to do something, you know, you might as well go the whole hog, depending on the outcome. Because it's based on reality. That's why I like it, because obviously the poor people used to poach, and if they were caught stealing, you know, a sheep or anything, they would be hung. So if you're going to get caught, don't steal a lamb. You know, at least feed your family for a few weeks.
Right, sure.
Kill a sheep.
Yeah.
Actually hung for killing a sheep.
Oh, your dad would be in trouble down in Wales, stealing stuff from that from that phone box.
Well, he has a couple of sayings, right?
Your father?
Yeah, I've never asked him what they mean.
Why would you? Ask Suzanne.
One is, don't try and teach your granny to suck eggs.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means, it's patronising. Of course I know that. You're talking to someone who knows more about this subject than you.
But how did that happen then? How did that saying come about?
Well, it's not. It's a totally made up thing. It's like your granny sucks eggs, doesn't she? Because she's older than you, and it's probably a lost art or something.
Alright. And the other one,
Sucks eggs?
Sucks
Yeah.
eggs, yeah.
Sucks eggs, sorry, I thought you said something else.
Don't nudge your granny when she's shaving.
What?
Sorry.
Don't nudge your granny while she's shaving.
Don't nudge your... Sorry,
Well, that's
slower, I can't...
Don't nudge
your granny when she's having a shave.
Well, what is that in context? Because I can't work out what the analogy is there, because that might just be you when you were little, you used to run up to your granny while she was shaving or something.
But why is your granny shaving?
Well, no, what context is that said in? Tell me the last time your dad ever said that, and I'll try and work out what it means.
Can't remember. I don't know.
Are you sure these are specific to your granny?
Yeah, I was just saying, why are you nudging your granny? She was going,
Yeah.
"Get lost, Carl."
She was shaving off her moustache.
Or giving herself a Brazilian.
Oh, God. That's grotesque. Suck an egg, suck an egg, suck an egg. Suck an egg. That instead.
Oh, God. That's made it worse. Carl's granny sucking eggs. Whilst that is
Giving
my...
herself a Brazilian. We've no idea. I don't know what that means. Don't nudge your granny while she's shaving. What,
Yeah.
Parmesan?
I don't know. Maybe someone knows. You might be right. Maybe.
Well,
it's a
email
song.
in. Tell us.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rockbusters, Carl.
Go
Yeah,
on.
should we get the ball rolling? Let me just find the gifts here, the little treats. We've got the album from the Coral, you know what I think about that. We've got Comfort in Sound Feeder. Well, it's just a novelty record, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got on DVD more great comedy moments, favourite clips from the best of contemporary BBC comedy. We've got Partridge on the front there. We've got one of the guys from Red Dwarf and
Brilliant.
none of those good stuff on there. Smash Hits, the reunion, more great 80s tunes. Catch a Goo Goo's on there, plus some stuff.
Too shy?
It is too
Yeah,
shy.
yeah.
Actually, let me see if you can guess which one's from
on.
Tiffany.
Well, yeah, I know it. The only one.
I think we're alone now.
Yeah, I think we're alone, yeah.
Mel and Kim.
Respectable?
Human League.
That'd be... Oh, wow, what would it do with their... Nice take on me?
Yep,
Yeah.
well done. Madness,
Baggy trousers.
of course. Kim Wilde.
Kids in America?
Yeah, so there's just all those treats. If you like a song from an 80s band, it's probably on there.
Yeah, okay.
Plus we've also got on VHS Graham Norton, some kind of best of compilation from his TV show. So there are the
Hold on, is it the one where he talks to sort of female gay icons and looks at the internet? Because that's my favourite one. Right, there you go, let's do Rockbusters.
Right,
email only, of course.
Yeah. Email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you know the answer. Right, first one. Bit of a cryptic clue if you haven't heard it before.
Wow, not cryptic, we're wrong. What is Carl thinking?
If you go into France by boat, I'd get your fags on there because it's a lot cheaper.
Imagine Bob Holness. Sorry, we're out of time. Sorry, your minute's up. You've won nothing. I was reading that question out.
Sorry, so what's the
Let's do it again, and I want it to be exactly the same, word perfect. I bet you it will change all over the place. Every he's lost it.
Go into France, buy yourself a boat,
Yeah.
the fags are cheaper.
Okay, fingers on the buzzers. You've only got 10 seconds to win the gold run. Okay, first up. Here, I'll tell you what, no, seriously, if you're thinking of going to France, well don't, because go on the ferry, get the fags there, because it's cheaper. Go on.
Right, so that one again. If you want to buy some fags, you're going over to France on a boat, get them on there because you'll save a few quid. BF.
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 Okay.
Right, the second one. This little foreign cafe's growing its own steak.
This little foreign cafe is growing its own steak.
Yeah. This little foreign cafe's growing its own steak.
Go on.
D.
Alright.
Right.
Okay.
And the last one.
Is that part of it?
Hang on.
He's the best, isn't he? He's the best.
The Jamaican fella might have screamed this on the Titanic.
What?
The Jamaican fellow might have screamed this on the Titanic.
Yeah.
What's it start with?
It's CD. That one.
Jamaican fellow might have screamed this on the Titanic. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Please don't phone in. If you can get those, we just don't want to talk to you.
Better Nelly?
Yeah,
it's a summer tune.
sweet.
It's a summer favourite. Nelly, Ride With Me. That's featuring City Spud. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there we are. Good, nice summer tune.
Carl, tell Steve what you just told me when Steve was in the toilet then.
Right, you know, I'd just been away with my mum and dad and that. And one of the things I always like doing is having a good